go ahead, call the meeting to order. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom? Here. Ms. Lehman? Here. Ms. Lewis?
Here.
Mr. Nally?
Yeah, here.
Mr. Price?
Here. Can I get a motion to approve our minutes from our regular meeting from June 10th, 2024, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom?
Yes.
Ms. Lehman?
Yeah.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Nally?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes, motion's approved. Moving on to legislative report.
Just a quick comment. I don't the voucher program every meeting, but I think it's important. One of the things that I think it's important to realize is, we talked about the potential growth of the monies that are not going toward public schools. And one of the things that is real clear is it was put into the recent capital improvement budget to use public tax dollars for some private school construction projects and expansion. So originally, we're sitting here thinking, man, how do we deal with this ed choice? And realizing that the ed choice dollars, as I'm understanding them, are on the same line in the budget as our public dollars for our public schools. And now we're starting to see this construction piece. And, my point is we're seeing some exponential growth, and that's really scary to our public school system. And I think we, again, as a board, need to watch that. And, maybe there's some action that we need to take in the future beyond, joining the fair school funding plan. So that's all I had.
Okay. Thank you. Walk-on items. We each received a handout. So we have 3 personnel items that are being added to the agenda, but they fall under same categories that we had. So we should all have that in front of us, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Moving on to the community section, hearing of the public. There isn't anyone present, so we'll go ahead and move on to superintendent's report.
All right, thank you very much. Hope you all had a good holiday. It's been pretty quiet around the office because there weren't too many of us there. But we are in need of a few items tonight for your approval. Accept some resignations. That allows some of our folks to charge off the new opportunities, and also then some hiring positions so we can keep rolling with what we have. And then keep in mind that Wednesday is July 10th, which is kind of that somewhat hard cutoff for get out of jail free cards for districts teachers around the state. So we're not sure if we've got any on the radar. We don't think we do, but you just never know if opportunities come up. And everyone trickled down, to another district. So just one more thing, I've been trying to keep you up to date. We did over 625 meals this morning. So another great day of getting food out to our students during the summer. So that's kind of it. I don't know if anybody any questions about anything in general. I didn't really have a whole lot because we really haven't been in much since I saw you last. Next meeting is my last. So if you want to throw that out, a little bittersweet. Corey and I were talking about that before. It's a little weird to think about, but this is my next to last meeting. All right, Ms. Price, if you don't mind, I'll continue on.
Yep.
All right, very good. Thank you. All right, moving ahead, we have a donation. Brenda Myers donated a piano to Fremont City Schools. And just for your sake, we don't take pianos all the time, but if we get an offer, and we do get an offer, a couple a year, we'll get an offer. Sometimes it's better than what we have, or sometimes it's not better than what we have. And if it is better, then we try to kind of cycle them through and maybe take out the one that's had some abuse and is ready for another life somewhere else. We get rid of that one. So we want to thank Brenda for her generosity in giving us a very usable piano. And we did the big shuffle, didn't we, Denise? Trying to And we always include the music department because they're the end users, so they help us know which ones are ready to move and which ones aren't. So with your permission, we'll accept her donation this evening.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve item 1, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you very much. Okay, item 2 would be our first walk-on. There's 2 resignations to add. I'll start with those so I really don't forget them. Sarah Anstead, teacher at Lutz, is resigning, and Jessica Chauvel, Krogan teacher, is resigning. Then back to our regular agenda, Allison Kaczynski, middle school teacher, Nicole Mendoza, nurse at Ross. Top of the next page, Nicole Unger, school counselor at Atkinson, Anna Randall, cook at Atkinson, and Sarah Shanahan, one of our para aides. Item 3, we did have 1 walk-on there. We could walk on Allison Pennell, which was on your extra sheet there. She'll be going to Atkinson as an intervention specialist. And then on the list that was on the agenda, Lane Krupp, he will be middle school health. Karen Wetzel will be intervention specialist at Ross High School, and Lisa Jackson will be at Atkinson as a floating cook.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve items 2 and 3, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion?
What is a floating cook?
At the entry-level position, sometimes they have to go where there's need.
Okay.
So we just kind of make it clear up front that if you got a spot somewhere else, it may be pulled here and there, but that'll be your home base.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you very much. Item 4, we pulled off Tori Marcy for FMS Math. Tori's been doing a few things for us over the last couple of years, and we're happy to have her on now as a full-time math at the middle school.
Can I get a motion to approve item 4, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally, second by Mrs. Lewis, or Miss Lewis, I'm sorry. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Abstain, and the motion's approved.
Thank you very much. Moving on, item 5, supplemental duty positions. Once again, trying to make sure everybody is up to speed on that. We have Mr. Thomas Price as a weight room coordinator at Ross as a volunteer with your approval. This is your chance if you really want to make a public statement about competence or anything else. If you ever wanted to take a shot.
Glad Tia's not here.
Right. So just so you know, Mr. Price is doing a really fabulous job helping some of our athletes in the weight room. This kind of makes that all official and helps us keep everybody in line and dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Summer. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
I don't know.
So for now,
Right now, it's for it's been a summer program, yeah. So
you know what we do with volunteers? We reel them
Yeah.
in. That's what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right, can you get a motion to approve item 5, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lewis. Any discussion? There better not be any discussion, but any discussion. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Abstain, and the motion's approved.
Thank you very much. Item 6, we'll continue our supplemental duty positions. Here we have Jordan Mackey, assistant football, Kristen Miner, assistant volleyball, Jameson Reynolds, assistant football, and then Bailey Robinson, middle school volleyball, and Sierra Isasi, middle school assistant cheer. Just for your sake, those top 3 are all returning. Bailey and Sierra are new to us, underneath new leadership in both of those areas.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve item 6, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lehman. Any discussion?
I do. What does it mean? So you guys are gonna have to explain it to me. It says DOE1, D4,
Yeah.
0, which should assume.
Yeah.
What's all that mean?
Yeah, that's so in our negotiated agreement, all coaches aren't equal. I mean, so basically, depending on the length of the season, the number of practices, the number of contests, the number of athletes. So everyone has a level. And then, so I'm not sure what the letters go down to. Denise, if you remember, you probably better.
I was going to say, I know they at least
E?
go to I.
I. So
J. They do go down to J.
So anyway, there's A through J categories, each one then getting a little different amount of money. Gives us a chance to really recognize those who, some of those jobs, I mean, some of the varsity sports are 12-month jobs, and let's be honest, they're really involved year round. Whereas if you're doing key club at the high school or maybe safety patrol, I mean, there's just so many things that our staff does and our supplemental people do, which have a lot of options. So everyone recognized there. And then the number represents then the years that they've done that position. So you can get hired in at a level and then also have credit for your years.
All righty.
That help?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
If you ever want to see that salary schedule, I can share it with you too.
I was just curious. I was reading it. I thought, man, what's all this mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Any other further discussion? Not roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom? Yes. Ms. Lehman?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Nally?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you very much. You'll see in our next section, it's basically now taking our new hires and plugging them into our science of reading, right? So for some people that have left us, they'll be doing the same thing in a different district. So this is that science of reading compensation that the governor's promised teachers. So you'll see Lane will be at the $400 level due to his position. Karen will have the $1,200 and Tori will have the $400 with her position. So each one, according to the categories that we've all had to place them in, will be paid accordingly. So these are our new hires and consequently their science of reading stipends.
Can I get a motion to approve items 7 and 8, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nally?
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom? Yes. Ms. Lehman?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes, motion's approved. And then there's a separation. Can I get a motion to approve item 9, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Lehman?
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom? Yes. Mr. Nally?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Abstain, and the motion's approved.
Thank you, Mr. Price. I missed that distinction there.
Oh, you're good.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to report of the treasurer.
Good evening. Don't have anything item-wise on the agenda tonight. We're being busy in my office right now, getting ready to get everything closed out. We're hoping to be closed probably tomorrow for the year end, and then just start rolling in with everything new. We got a bunch of different guidance these last couple weeks on some new fun little trainings that employees get to do. We were working with HR to see if potentially our district, the fun little trainings everybody has to do every year, if we can somehow get it onto that site so that we can push it out to all employees like we were told we get to do. And you board members will get to do it as well. And I know you're so excited to watch an 8-minute video. It's a great video, let me tell you. And yeah, that's kind of all I have for tonight.
Moving on to board member communications. Don.
I have nothing.
Sarah.
Tom, I just want to thank you for your contribution beyond the school board and other things that you do with the weight room. I mean, you're so willing to help anybody who asks for help, and I know you look at it as that's just what I do, but I think it's commendable and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. That's all.
All right. Laura?
I just want to say to the public, I've been noticing a lot of kids. I've been going to more events down at the amphitheater. It's a really neat spot down there. And if parents and whatever is watching this, there's so many different things you can take them to. And even they've got movies. And I think the first movie is this past Tuesday. I didn't go. It was Independence Day, but like next, what is it? The 16th is the Sandlot. And then they've got Godzilla coming up, Kung Fu Panda, Beetlejuice, E.T., Hocus Pocus. It goes all the way through October. And it's free. And it's a fun atmosphere down there. I know you guys have been down there, but I mean, for the nighttime movie, it's just a really neat, I mean, they got a lot going on down there. So I would it's nice if the parents would take, I don't know, just take the kids and
Take
have a nice
advantage.
time. Yeah, take
Mhm.
advantage of it. That's what the word was.
Mhm.
Take advantage of it. Go down there.
Don't forget a lawn chair. You need a lawn chair.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta take your lawn chair or your blanket, or you can sit on that rock wall. There's one that goes all the way around. But yeah, take your chair. That's about all I got.
Lori?
There's not a whole lot, but yeah, like Sarah said, thank you for all that you stepping up with you even going and help with the well, I was gonna say teaching, but it's not. It's like the tutoring. You
Tutoring.
went and
The
did
study
that,
table.
yeah, the study thing, and now with the weight room. So that's pretty. I mean, it's awesome. If you can do that.
Thank you.
And that's about it.
I don't have anything either except enjoy the rest of the summer. We've passed the holidays, so hope everybody who has family vacations have a good vacation and have a good rest of the summer. So, with that, can I have a motion for adjournment, please?
Move.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes. Motion's approved. Meeting's adjourned.